All right, folks, we are live on the Business of Boxing's podcast. And today we're going to be breaking down this weekend's heavyweight world title bout between Tyson Fury and Olander's Usyk, live from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And today to help us break down the fight is former world heavyweight title contender, the Kingpin Kevin Johnson. Johnson, who's currently based in Germany, has been in the ring with Tyson Fury. He's sparred with him. He fought him for a world title. So Kevin Johnson, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Man, thank you. Business of boxing, man. Thank you. It's great to be here, man. All is well.
So, Kevin, we're going to do something different today. We're going to get to the fight, but we want to take fans into the inside of the boxing game. So, the fight is in Saudi Arabia, and the Saudis now are pouring a ton of money into professional boxing. How do you feel about that?
Oh man, I mean, it's the way to attract. It reminds me, I was just in Abu Dhabi a few months ago, and that's what the Saudis do. They pour money and invest into everything, which is a smart tactic to do. But we can do it as well in America. But um, certain people are just blocking that out. So, but it's a smart tactic by the Saudis, man. They're doing it for any fight the Saudis want to see. They're going to see it because they're going to win the purse bid. You and I both know that, you know.
Right. So, when you were coming up, the boxing game was a lot different. There was no Saudi Arabia involved. There was no one throwing around big dollars like they are today, like the Saudis. So, how would you have felt if this type of money was available when you were coming up in the boxing game?
Oh man, first off, man, this is unbelievable. Um, my brother, who was my manager at the time, you really got to ask him because we went through deals with everybody from Al Heyman, Don King, Star Boxing, Lou DiBella. We've been through all the greatest deals in America, and this type of money was not available. I got the best money at that time, thanks to my lawyer. But man, and this is unheard of right here.
So, take the fans behind the scenes when it comes to the making of a world title fight. I know a lot of times people, some guys, blast from the past, young fighters who are up and coming contenders like yourself at one time. So you know what it's like when you finally get that big world title shot. What do you think is going through the heads of Usyk and Tyson Fury this weekend, as one of them will become the first undisputed champion since Lennox Lewis in 1999? What's going through their mind right now?
Oh man, everything. Like in the brain of Tyson Fury, because I know Tyson Fury. I live with Tyson Fury in Bolton, England. I just left England to visit him for this training camp. And don't never try to pop up on a person. I didn't know he moved his training camp from Bolton to another place. So I found out the hard way. So it's like a major commute. It's like going from Newcastle, England to London City Airport. It's a far commute, far.
Wow.
And I was just going just to pop up. I was just going just to pop up on him. And I talked to Peter, his uncle. He's like, yeah, yeah, here's the address. We did, da 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 da. I said, hold on, this ain't the address in Bolton. He said, nah, man, we on the south side now. I'm like, oh, man.
Wow.
But Fury is preparing for a fight to keep his belts, to keep his legacy, and to move on and dominate the world. Usyk is preparing to get in with the get in. So Usyk preparation should have been three times harder than Fury's.
You think so? Why
I
do you
know
say
so
that?
because Fury got to do Usyk got to do everything up, out, extra, and beyond to beat Fury. Knowing that, like, okay. Here's the best scenario I can give people. Imagine Tyson Fury standing in front of you, and imagine Usyk standing in front of you. Just the physical persons as a person, nothing else, just the physical. Fury towered over me by a long shot. He got one of the longest reaches since Nikolai Valuev.
And you're 6'4".
Yeah, and Usyk, he don't intimidate me. He's not a threat to me or to anyone else when you look at him. But he's very crafty and he got a lot of agility and a lot of ring smarts, but he's not a threat to me. Why? Because I'm just looking at him.
Right,
So when you go by the looks of who a person is, it tells you the look of what a person is fighting for.
right,
Fury is fighting for everything. That's been Fury. Fury wants to be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the earth since Lennox Lewis, like you said. That's what he's fighting for. Usyk is just fighting to beat Fury. That's it.
wow.
That
So
is it.
one of the things that Emmanuel Stewart said before he died, he talked about Tyson Fury's ability to be one of the greatest fighters of all time. And he said some of the things that you said, his height, his reach, but he said that Tyson Fury he has a very deceptively good defensive style. So you've been in the ring with Tyson Fury. Do you think that his defense is better than what people thinks it is?
I tell you this. Go back in Tyson Fury's career and look at what happened to him when he fought in Canada when he got dropped by Cunningham. Okay? And then after he got dropped by Cunningham, Peter Fury brought me on board as the chief sparring partner for Fury. Fury didn't start all that movement and defense stuff until I came aboard. I showed him how to do it. Fury mimicked all of my things that I was doing and he perfected it to his own craft. Fury wasn't doing none of that until me and him got together. And you
Wow,
could take a look at it. You could take a look at it. Like, I've been with Fury, man, since over 13 years.
wow.
And
You've been
nobody knows that. That's why when they first brought me on, they brought me to Canada. And when they brought me to Canada, it was after he got dropped. They're like, nah, come on, we got to do something more, something better. And one thing Fury knew the day I came to training camp, I was in Canada, I was having sex, I was partying, I was doing everything. But the one thing you won't do is put your hands on me. You won't hurt me. Everybody knew that. And Fury looked at why. Because in training camp, it's different from a fight. In training camp, you get a chance to see 3 times a week why you can't hit this person. And
right,
Fury synced it. He figured it out and was like, nah, I'm about to adopt that. That's all. That's what we all do. I adopted it from James Toney and Roy Jones. That's who I
wow,
adopted it from. So Fury did what I did. I adopted a style that I knew if I perfected it, I would be untouchable. And take a look at it. He is.
wow. So now,
Yeah.
well, last question about Fury. What about his power? Do you think that lately you've seen him since he's joined with Emmanuel Stewart protege Sugar Hill as his trainer? He's been much more aggressive. He knocked out Deontay Wilder twice. He knocked out his last two opponents. Dillian White was one of them. He seems to be much more aggressive now. Do you think it's his power? What's making him much more of a knockout fighter these days?
Fury's power didn't get better or worse. He learned how to wear your opponent. It's like this. If you are carrying 220 pounds of groceries to your car from a grocery store, and you just walking, you walk out the store and you carrying the bags. Do you feel tired? No. Now run out the store with them same 2 bags in your hand. As tired as you are, them bags gonna wear you down. And that's what Fury did. Fury learned that he can wear his opponent down with his style. That's it. He didn't
Wow.
get stronger. He didn't get weaker. He just learned tactics of how to wear. Listen, in boxing, this is the greatest thing I've learned in life. In boxing, people see from round 1 through 12. You see a person get hit with a right hand in the first round, it does nothing to them. I'm talking about good fighters. It does nothing to them. Why? It's the same punch, same power. Why in round two, it does nothing to them? Round three, it does nothing to them. But you get to round 8, 9, 10, and 12, the same right hand you've been seeing for 12 rounds, it knocks him out. Why? It wore him down. And that's what
Right.
Fury specializes in. Fury make you chase him, which takes away your legs. He makes you and move your upper body, which take away from your lower back. Those are the two main components of you getting knocked out. Why you think Mike Tyson had a thick neck? The neck connects to the spine. You're not knocking him out. Why you think Mike Tyson legs and thighs and hips was thick? Because you wasn't wearing him down. It wasn't because they needed to be big for power. Mike was a small heavyweight, but he was well conditioned. But you wasn't wearing him out. And Fury figured out no matter who I'm gonna fight, even when he fought Deontay Wilder, Fury figured out, okay, this is gonna be a dangerous fight. Now I got to get this guy in the deep water. Why did he take him into the deep water for? Fury ain't tried nothing in the first 5 rounds with Wilder. He ain't tried anything. Why was he going for the late rounds for? Because he figured out Wilder's weakness was in the later round. Everybody got a calling card. Everybody.
Wow. So we talked enough about Tyson Fury because on the other side of the ring, there's a man who is just as skilled. He's not as big as Tyson Fury, but Usyk is a very talented fighter. He has a really good amateur pedigree. And after all, he beat the man, Anthony Joshua, twice. So I know you haven't sparred with Usyk. I know he sort of came sort of after your time in the top of the division. But when you look at Usyk, what do you know about him? What do you know about his style? What's he good at?
Usyk reminds me of a heavyweight Manny Pacquiao, which is tricky. There is no style to him. Like when you in training camp for Usyk, you gotta have 15 sparring partners instead of five because you don't know what he's gonna bring. Plus, he's a southpaw. Chris Bird to tell you about being a southpaw naturally. Chris Bird beat people just because he was a southpaw and he was intelligent with it. But see, Usyk don't have Chris Bird intelligence. But what he do got is the absence of the study of skills, which is trickery. It's trickery. Like
Right.
you're not going to predict what you're not going to be able to predict what he's going to do, and that's the worst fighter to be in front of. Like people right now, they're guessing. Is Usyk going to move on the inside? Is he going to just stay on the outside and just try to be quick and counter Fury from there with two, three punches to work himself on the inside? Is Usyk going to keep the shell, Philadelphia shell style, and just try to come on the inside and catch Fury on the right side of his temple where he usually get caught and go down? People don't know what to expect because, and then they look at he's left-handed and which position he's going to land it from. These are all the things that go through a orthodox fighter's head.
Sure. So Usyk, obviously, like I said, he beat Tyson. Excuse me, he beat Anthony Joshua, which stunned a lot of people. Do you
Yeah.
think that his wins over Anthony Joshua was more about what Anthony Joshua was lacking rather than what skills Usyk had?
Nah,
Or to
it
rephrase
wasn't
that
the
question,
skill. Nah, it wasn't the skills for Anthony Joshua versus Usyk. It wasn't the skills at all. It was the speed, the reflexes, the reaction time. AJ was not expecting that. He wasn't. I wasn't expecting to see somebody that sharp, that fast. Like his his reactions. Just I keep bringing up this fighter for a reason. His reactions was like Manny Pacquiao. Matter of fact, I'll give you a better synopsis. because I fought on this card. It was the first time I met Mike Tyson. Costa Zoo versus Sean Bay Mitchell in Arizona. I fought on that card. Costa Zoo beat Sean Bay Mitchell because of what exactly Usyk's style can do to Fury. Now go back and I want people to go back and look at that fight. Costa Zoo versus Sean Bay Mitchell. Um, this was like in 2005, 6, or 7. I fought on the undercard in Arizona. Man, you just Usyk is unpredictable. You don't know what he's going to do, and that's the worst fighter in the world to you want to fight. But the safeguard for Fury is his reach. I've looked down the barrel of that shotgun. I've done it over decades, and it's like whatever you got to do it camouflage with other stuff to get it off. And then I fought him. And when I fought Fury, I just didn't have what it took after I threw punches to get in, then now to hit him, and then to get out
Right.
safely. Like it's so many different scenarios that's going through Usyk head. Okay, what if Usyk get in? Okay, what if Usyk can't get in? Okay, what if he get in and hit Fury, but Fury counters him? There's so many scenarios going through his head, but your sparring partners really, 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 really dictate if you're going to win or lose. Like Usyk know
Wow.
if he's going to win or lose. Your sparring partners is
You
going
think
to
he
be.
knows? You think he knows right now, tonight,
He knows
how
right
the fight is?
now. He knows right. Every fighter knows right now. Every fighter knows their pros and the cons way before the fight because Usyk has had in front of him over 5 Furies for 6 to 7 weeks sparring. 5 of them.
Big guys, yeah. So he
He's
knows his
tried and done
frustrations. He knows.
everything. Yep, he's done
Right.
everything. So and Fury did the same thing too. One of them know
So
that they're the winner. They know it.
So I saw last night the weigh-in, and Tyson Fury is at the leanest I've ever seen him. He's coming into this fight at 261 pounds. That's
Yeah.
16 pounds lower than his last fight, 20 pounds lower than his fight before that. Like he seems in tip-top shape. So, do you think that's going to help him in this fight, or you think it didn't matter what his weight was coming into this fight?
Because he's going to do the one thing that I'm betting on this fight. He's going to do the one thing that I know he did before in his life when he fought Vladimir Klitschko. I'm going to box you and never get hurt and never get hit and win by unanimous decision. If
So
you can do it against Klitschko, you can do it against the whole world.
you jumped the gun on me a bit. I was going to ask you for your prediction on Saturday's fight. Who do you think is going to come out victorious in this fight,
I
and
bet it
why?
my money. I bet it my money.
You
I
put your
set
money
my
where your
money
mouth
in.
is.
I put my money in. Fury 12 round decision. 12 round. Because
Do you
Usyk
think?
is tough, man. He's tough. Even if you drop him, you will. Fury won't chance finishing him because Usyk. Remember the fight in Canada against Cunningham. Fury got dropped by somebody that didn't have power. Now Cunningham don't have power like he don't have power like that. But Usyk, as a southpaw coming from that side of Fury's weakest side, take a look at every side of the jaw Fury's been dropped by. Fury's been dropped by getting hit on a certain side of his jaw. Now this guy specializes in that side of your jaw. Fury's not going to chance it.
They're gonna take a
He's
chance.
not
You
going to
think he's
chance it.
gonna just stay
Nah,
on the
nah.
outside and outbox
Yeah,
him?
that's it. He did it to the one. He did it to the guy that beat Larry Holmes' record, Vladimir Klitschko. You know, Larry
Wow.
Holmes was heavyweight champion for 7.5 years, and he demolished Klitschko. I was there. I was there in London for that fight. He demolished Klitschko as though Klitschko was an amateur. Forget Anthony Joshua after that. He demolished Klitschko like he was an amateur. Anthony just showed you your look. you ain't gonna bully me and put it behind the rest, you know?
Right.
So you say it's tricky. A southpaw is unpredictable because you're not. It's not your norm. You're not used to seeing what you're seeing, but only in training camp. That's it. Only in sparring. So for Fury having upper hand, Fury gonna have a 12 round unanimous decision. Unanimous. Not one scorecard is gonna
Got it.
score in favor of Usyk. Not one.
Okay, so that's your prediction. So all right, so that's who you have for the fight. So let's give the fans a behind. I like to give the fans a behind the scenes of what goes on when a big fight is over. The fight's over. You're in your dressing room with your trainer, your team. Tell us some of the. Tell us a little bit about some of the behind the scenes. You've been in some dressing rooms, your own, when you fought for a world title, but then you've been in the dressing rooms of Anthony Joshua or others. Like, what is that? What is that feeling like after you fought for a title, win or lose? You went out and you gave it your all. What is it like on the winning side uh, of a big fight like this? What do you do in the locker room?
I'm gonna tell you the truth because it's been 12 weeks. You've been away from home. There's no way you can deal with your children because you're so aggressive. Um, you've been doing everything against the will of what you really feel like doing. And after that fight and that win, after expressing that language, there's only one thing you want to do.
There's that.
Go see your children, see your family, and then that's why every fighter goes on a flight. They go on vacation, a hiatus, they do something. Every fighter just want to have sex. They ain't did it in a long time.
Well, because
So
you've been like, yeah, you've. They say
yeah,
that your
yeah,
trainers don't want you to do that for
yeah.
before the fight.
That's the number one thing
Number
on
one answer.
every number one answer on the board. Like this should have been on Family Feud. That's the number one. Like I'm telling you, Biz. Word is bond. Listen,
Number one.
that's number one. Only thing a fighter want to do after the fight is get an ice pack because you normally your hands are hurting, or have a you don't want to drink liquor. You want to drink beer because too much liquor in your system causes massive swelling to anything. So
Right.
you want to have a beer, and man, you just want your woman, man. Like
Sure.
the
So
kids and
then,
stuff, you gonna lock in with the kids. You gonna get that over Monday through Thursday. You gonna do that, but you just want that woman, like something you ain't had in 12 weeks. Come on. People don't understand how hard it is. That right there alone.
well,
That
that's the thing.
there alone.
So now, then this is the unfortunate part of the more difficult conversation. You've been on the winning side, and you've been on the losing side. Tell the fans or bring the fans behind the scenes of what it's like when you went out. You put it all on the line. You did everything you're supposed to do in training camp. You work your ass off, and you come out on the losing end of a fight like this. The world title is right in front of you, and you come out on the losing side. It's not something that the everyday person can understand. That feeling of letdown. Tell people, like, what does that feel when you've left it all out there and you came up a little bit short.
The only thing I say about losing is you say you left it all out there, but was that really all you had?
Right.
Like you say, man, I put it all on. It's all a mind game. You say you put it all on the line, but did you do it mentally, physically, strategically? All? Because this is why people hire different trainers to bring out the better, best of them. Because what you feel like is your all could have only been 85, 80, 90%. That's it. So when you lose, did you lose to kill yourself or did you lose and learn something? Because there's a lesson in every loss.
Right.
Like that's just life. If you lost in anything, there was a lesson. Did you get the message in a bottle? Did you critique it and then reapply it? And then let's see how this go right here.
Got it. So that's great. So, Kevin, thank you for taking the time with us to give us your insight on this weekend's World Heavyweight title fight. I know, like me, you're going to be glued to the TV,
Yeah,
rooting for one of the two of these guys. I think I know who you're going to be rooting for. I
yeah,
know
of
you're not a
course.
manager. I know you're not a trainer, but if you had some last second, 30-second advice for either fighter, what you telling Tyson Fury and what you telling Usyk for Saturday's fight?
Fury, Fury, stay away. Stay away and pull off the Klitschko win. Stay away and pull off the Klitschko win. You don't have to prove nothing to nobody. You're gonna be champion regardless. Stay away. Usyk, man, you gotta work, put them hands up high, high guard, that high Philadelphia shell, and you gotta get in there. You gotta go in there. It's gonna be difficult. You're gonna feel some things, yes, and it's gonna hurt. And that's the thing. How do you tell somebody go step in front of a car that's gonna hit me and it's gonna hurt? But you gotta go. Go in there, and there's benefits on the inside for you. You got to go on the inside.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it there. We heard it from the mouth of the Kingpin, Kevin Johnson. We're looking forward to Saturday's fight. Kevin, thank you for joining us. Talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.